The moratorium on evictions is over. The forbearance deadline has passed. Now you are receiving foreclosure notices. What do you do? Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Real Estate Investment Lady Show. I am your host, Amy Ellis. In today's episode, I'm going to discuss what you might be experiencing if you're facing foreclosure. This applies to a one homeowner or a housing provider with multiple properties. Let's take a look at what you got here. Here in this moment of frustration over losing your home. It is the beginning of 2020 and life has been grand. You have a wonderful job that you love going to every day, a lovely home that you had purchased years ago. You even started creating passive income by purchasing another home and renting it out. Your tenants are perfect. They pay on time with no worries. Life is good. Life is all you want it to be. Then March 2020 rolls around and boom, the country shuts down due to COVID. Businesses are laying off employees and there's no definite date of return. Heck, majority of those businesses went out of business, and you were one of those that were affected. You lost your job as well as your tenant losing theirs. Luckily for some, the government did step in to allow mortgage companies to suspend or reduce homeowners' mortgage payments for at least up to 18 months, to include extensions. Along with that, too, the CDC put in place the eviction moratorium where housing providers could not evict their non-paying tenants. Now it's the beginning of 2022 and the forbearance and moratorium are now over. What are you going to do? Does this sound familiar? Is this you? Go grab a pen and piece of paper and let's discuss some options. Are you behind on your mortgage due to losing your job during the pandemic? And now that the moratorium is over, you don't know what to do. Do you feel helpless because there are no options in sight? Let me provide you with options that will take that helpless feeling away. Hi, I'm Amy Ellis, the Real Estate Investment Lady. I'm here to provide you with options for your housing situation. When we speak, I listen and evaluate your situation to create a win-win for everyone. I know there are people like you that need options to selling their home. And I want to provide a hassle-free option for you. What's your story? Let's talk. Text HOME at 919-780-3185. 919-780-3185. Before I get started, 1, I'm not an attorney. And 2, I'm not trying to get you to list your home with me. I want to make that utterly clear. Also keep in mind that if you are in this situation, you may want to contact an attorney. And another thing, what I'm going to discuss with you will leave you to having to relinquish your home. The only way you'll be able to stay in it is if you made an arrangement with your mortgage company, like a refi or something. These techniques and strategies I'm sharing are merely options for you. Option 1, you can possibly list your home. Key phrase, possibly. I'm sure that you might have thought about that when you received the notice of foreclosure, right? The market is hot, houses are flying off the shelf. I won't have to do any extra work to repair my home, and there should be enough equity where I can have some money for the move. That is what you're thinking, correct? Well, if you're still thinking that, let me break some things down for you. You have not made a mortgage payment in almost 2 years because you made arrangements with your lender to put it on the back end. You have late fees, penalties, and interest that have built up, eating at your equity. When the realtor comes over to analyze your situation and do a net sheet to see what the numbers look like, you may have to come to the closing with money that you don't have. Listing your home may not work for you. And I'm sure that many of you fall into this category. Option 2, work with investors. Yep, I said it, investors. Now, if you are a housing provider, then yes, you are an investor. However, other investors may have strategies that they can offer you that you might not have thought of. And I know you are getting people calling your phone that you do not know, leaving you voicemails when your phone don't even ring, and getting postcards or letters in the mail stating, "I buy houses." However, do not discount investors. They are investors that can actually help you out if you allow them. I know this is a vulnerable time that you're going through, and you don't want to air your financial business to strangers. But guess what? Unfortunately, it has been aired because it's public record. Did you know that if you are in foreclosure, that information is published in the newspaper? Yes, yes, and yes. It's public knowledge. That is why you're getting solicited, because it's public record. I want to debunk some myths or questions that's probably going through your mind of why you don't want to deal with an investor. Myth 1. They're going to steal my house and take advantage of me. The investor is there to provide you with a way for you not to go into foreclosure if time permits. They want to create a win-win solution for all parties involved. Myth number 2. I have a lot of repairs to make to the house first. Investors buy properties in as-is condition. No extra money for repairs need to come from you. Now, if you did decide to list your home, there's a chance you will have to make repairs. Do you have the extra money for that? Myth number 3. Their sign states they can close quick, like in 10 days, but I haven't found a place yet. Have an open conversation with the investor. I'm sure she can provide you with a solution since they are aware of your situation. Communication is key in this situation. Now you know that your information is public knowledge. Reach out to the investor and listen to what they have to say. Keep in mind that time is of the essence, depending on when your foreclosure is scheduled. In other words, if your foreclosure hearing is scheduled for 10 a.m. tomorrow, do not call the investor today and expecting a miracle. That is not how it works. Let's discuss what transpires during a conversation with an investor. There will be a series of questions being asked of you. Please do not take any of this personal. Remember, the investor is here helping you. Some of the questions that they'll ask: what's the property address? I know what you're thinking. Well, they should know since they called me or mailed me a letter. Who is your mortgage with? How many payments are you behind? Why do they need to know this information? This information is critical to devise a strategy and develop a game plan. Is there a foreclosure date set? This is needed to know how much time they have to help you. Does your home need repairs? This is also needed to know how much they will need to spend in fixing it up. This, along with other questions, are important to the investor for them to create a win-win strategy for all parties. To name a few of the common strategies that could be used in your situation, the first being a short sale. In essence, you owe more than what the property is worth. Next is subject to the existing mortgage. This is where the investor takes over the payments. And the other is a lease with option to buy. The investor will lease the property from you for a specific time frame, then will exercise the option to purchase. I will have shows dedicated to these strategies so you can understand how the process works. Are you behind on your mortgage due to losing your job during the pandemic? Now that the moratorium is over, you don't know what to do. Do you feel helpless because there are no options in sight? Let me provide you with options that would take that helpless feeling away. Hi, I'm Amy Ellis, the real estate investment lady. I'm here to provide you with options for your housing situation. When we speak, I listen and evaluate your situation to create a win-win for everyone. I know there are people like you that need options to selling their home, and I want to provide a hassle-free option for you. What's your story? Let's talk about it. Text HOME at 919-780-3185. 919-780-3185. We have discussed that option 1 is you can possibly list your home. Option 2, work with the investor. Option 3, I hate to say, but do nothing and let your home get foreclosed on, and it goes back to the bank. And I'm not telling you to do this. Speaking from experience, unfortunately, that's what I did during the housing crash. Folks, this is not a good option to pursue. Depending on where you are in the foreclosure process, there may be time and options for you. Do not ignore the notices. I know you want to just bury your head like nothing has happened, but you can't, or shall I say, you shouldn't. Try option 1 or 2, do your due diligence, and hopefully there's a solution for you. I hope this information was insightful and that you come back next week. Thank you for joining me today on the Real Estate Investment Lady Show. But wait, there's more.
I see a lot of I buy houses signs at the intersections. Are those investors?
Yes, they are actually investors. That's one of the marketing tools that we're taught to do to get business in. Put out signs that says, I think I buy houses, or we buy houses, or something to that effect, or can close quickly in 10 days or less. So yes, those are investors. So if you see their sign and you're in need, give them a call. Hopefully they'll call you back.
What is the foreclosure process in North Carolina?
Okay. Well, the state of North Carolina, the foreclosure process, it takes about 60 to 90 days for the whole process to go through and be complete. So pretty much you have a timeline. There's a timeline. Day 1 is like your pre-hearing. That's where the trustee or the lender will send out all the notices to all interested parties that has an interest in your property. Between day 10 to day 30, depending on the court schedule, the pre-sale hearing will take place. So you will get a notice in the mail saying, hey, you have a court date of March 31st. So that will be your hearing date to go to court. To hopefully they will say, you're no longer in foreclosure because you brought the payments current, or say, hey, you're getting ready to go into you're going into foreclosure. Day 10 to 30. And day 50, if nothing is resolved by that date, then your property is sold at auction. And then after that point, there's I think a 10-day upset bid. So if your property is sold at auction, then the homeowner or someone else can come and upbid you. And if they bid the person that bought at the auction, then the clock resets to another 10-day upset. If no one comes forth within that time, then either one, the property that if it got sold at auction goes to that new owner, or it'll go back to the bank. That is pretty much in a nutshell the foreclosure process in North Carolina. Your next question.
So what you're telling me is that my mortgage information is public knowledge.
Yes, your information is public knowledge. Folks, when you're at the closing table, you're signing paperwork with an attorney or title company, depending on which state you're in. They have to record the deed that you just signed. The deed is recorded at the courthouse. Courthouse is public. So yes, your information is public knowledge. That is why you keep getting postcards, letters, because the companies extract that information to market to you. Phone numbers, if I'm sure somewhere there's a phone number. So that's how you're getting phone calls from these investors that want to buy your home. Have you ever thought about why you look at your phone and you see a voicemail and your phone didn't ring? That's another technique. That's probably an investor calling you to buy your house. So your information is public knowledge. When they call, I mean, you can get mad. However, you heard it from my voice. Your information is public knowledge. There's no kickbacks going on down at the courthouse. There's no person, well, I was going to say selling your number, but yeah. However, it's all legal. So you can't stop the letters. If you're on the do not call list, then they shouldn't be calling you. But as far as postcards, letters are concerned, it's public knowledge.